Man, what do you do? What do you do? It's like there'll be shit in your life that you just don't know what to do with. And you'll be like, oh my God, you just got to do what you want to do. Even if it seems contradicted. Because you can get backed into corners, man, especially with people. It's like, and people will be judging you from all sides. Like, don't you do that. Don't you do that. That's just going to mess up your life. And then the other people will be judging you like, you're a bitch. You shouldn't be acting like that. Why are you acting all high and mighty? Why are you acting having all those boundaries? Why are you speaking up for yourself? And then the other people are like, why are you allowing yourself to be so run over? Why are you being such a doormat? Why are you taking so much shit? Why are you draining yourself out for others too much? Oh my God. And the cognitive dissonance of it all. It's like, you just have to find your fucking way. You just have to do whatever you want to do. Say what you need to say. Even if 1 minute you sound contradicted, the next minute you're saying this, the next minute you're saying that. That's my way of finding my way through shit. I might be bitching about something for weeks. And then that's over. I've cleared that energy. Everything I'm mad about, I've already put it out there, gotten it cleared out, and moving on. And I'm perfectly fine with that situation then. You never know. I'm going to tell you something about me, though. A lot of people judge what I have done as far as me speaking out publicly about a lot of things, right? Okay. Number one, I already had those plans 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago. This was already planned before I got in a relationship. Number two, he was informed up front. Might not want to get involved with me if you're not comfortable with me doing public work, because I'm going to be talking about some pretty personal, hardcore topics. I have a weird past. You might want to slow your roll. Slow it on down. Get to know me real well. Back it on back. Because I got my thing. I got my thing that I'm going to want to be doing. And if you're not comfortable with it, I just want to let you know up front. There ain't going to be no shame in my game about it. I'm going to be talking about things. I'm going to be working through things. That's what I do. Oh, I'm perfectly okay with that. He agreed to every drop of it, okay? Just giving y'all some context as to why I'm so pissed off and why I am who I am. Okay? All of this was known up front. Number three, just because I'm in a relationship with somebody or whatever, what have you, I'm not going to put my plans on hold. Number four, toxic relationships started going toxic. Started going south. Like a bait and switch. Started feeling more like, I don't want you to do any of those things. I want you to cater more to me. Okay? Betrayals started happening. Things started happening to where, whoa, wait a minute. When you came in here, you said you were one person. Now who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you? This isn't what I signed up for. This is not what I signed up for. This is starting to take way too much out of me. I have some plans. I have things I need to be doing. And the betrayals just kind of got worse and worse. The hurtful things and the things that were going on. So I'm not going to sit back behind closed doors and let that happen to me. I'm going to carry right on with the speaking work that I had originally planned to do in the first place. Okay, so I'm just giving y'all some context as to why I do what I do on camera. Why I make these videos. This was already... But I'm going to tell you something. I wish to God I could care less about talking about fucking relationships. And as of about 6 years ago, I could care less about relationships. I wasn't that girl. Yeah, I dated a lot. Yeah, I fell in love sometimes, and I had my share of heartaches, but I wasn't that girl. I could care less. I wasn't trying to have no white picket fence, no fucking worrying about no partner all the time, nobody worrying about me. Fuck no. I was wanting to make music and art and be creative and speak about things and video production, content creation, work with people. I had my own fucking vibe. And somehow I ended up in a relationship where I don't think he was comfortable with that vibe. I don't think he was comfortable with me being me, to be quite honest with you. And I would have gone to the ends of the earth for that man. Absolutely. But somehow I got wrapped up in a web that I don't really yet quite understand to this day. And there's a few fuckers out there that want to judge me for fucking being mad, for being confused, for standing up for myself. Hey, if y'all want to look like it's a betrayal to... I don't care if y'all want to look like it's a betrayal to him. If anybody was fucking betrayed, it was me. If anybody was fucking betrayed, it was me. I assure you. So, that's what I do, okay? And it's just funny, man. We can really get caught in some webs in this world, y'all. And go totally off course from where we thought we were going to go. For what we thought we were signing up for. Have totally different intentions for how everything turns out. And I assure you, I had other plans. I didn't know what the fuck narcissistic abuse was, even though I was born into a family of trauma. My father was an alcoholic. He was an abuser. He was highly narcissistic. He got a lot of his emotional needs met on his children and used his children and made his children his friends and drinking buddies and all these kinds of things. And he was abusive to us. And yeah, I was born into a narcissistic, dysfunctional family. I was around narcissistic people a lot in my life. I studied psychology a lot. I even went to therapy. But I really did not know the roots of what high-level narcissism is, why it develops, and where it comes from, as most people really don't. They think of a narcissist as someone that's full of themselves. Oh, I bet you liked that, didn't you, Brian? Brian, one of Chad's friends. Brian loves it when I do that. He loves that shit. When I get all prissy like that and pretentious, he loves it. Right, Brian? Yeah. Fucking right. There's a difference between playing up to a camera and who the fuck you are in real life, homeboy. Get a grip. I guarantee you, your homeboy wouldn't have wanted to be around me that long if I was that fucking pretentious. Get a grip. But being pretentious is funny. Derp. You ever heard of acting? You know, a lot of content creators just do that because it's fun to watch. You know, it's funny to me. People can't really stomach certain things if it's presented in a literal way. Like if you come on here and start telling people about your problems, or you post about it on Facebook and you're hurting, man, you're in a vulnerable place. It's drama. It's drama. We don't want to hear that shit. Oh, look at her again. Right? But if you get on camera and you start playing a bitchy ass character, oh, they fucking love it. They eat it up. They will watch that shit. The masses want to be entertained. That's the thing. They will watch that shit. We love characters who are narcissistic, don't we? We love characters who are pretentious and snotty and condescending and over the top. They're entertaining. If you put that shit in a song and sing it, oh my God, I loved your song. I felt every word of that, girl. But if you get on this motherfucking social media and you're like at the depths of hell, depression, seconds from fucking offing yourself or something, and you're really reaching out and you're not being entertaining, you're just being fucking real, they will kick you, mock you, make fun of you, fucking make you feel like shit, judge you. Isn't that some shit? Isn't that some shit? It's a rare motherfucker in this world that can really sit there with you in your time of need as a friend, no matter how fucking dark it gets, without flinching, without fucking making fun of you, without making you feel like you need to hurry up and get over it, without making it about them. A rare motherfucker can go down to that darkness with you, down all the way down where you gotta go, and just sit there with you and make it okay for you to be able to do it and protect you while you do it. As long as you need to do it. Make it okay for you to get that shit up, for you to go down in there. Yeah. It's a rare motherfucker that can do that, that can have that much empathy. It's almost a shamanic thing. It's almost like, and it makes the person who does it very sick. It'll get into them too. It absorbs into them. But it's a rare motherfucker that can empathize with you that deeply. and help you go there with you. This world is moving fast. They don't care. Motherfuckers don't care. They're there to get what they need and get the fuck going. And it's a rare motherfucker that can comfort you at a time like that and be there with you through that. Not for any fucking particular reason, just to help you get that energy moved. Yeah, but you gotta be careful when you feel things that deeply like I do. You gotta be real careful with that energy, because you start absorbing the other person's sickness. You start absorbing their energy and their characteristics and their darkness and their fucking demons. And you can get really sick and really broken. You have to be careful when you feel that deeply and empathically. And you know, to me, I've learned that some of the most powerful empaths in this world, most all people have some empathy, just like most all people have some narcissism. And typically we all keep it kind of at balanced out levels, right? Most people are not narcissistic abusers. There's a big difference in having some narcissistic traits and being a narcissistic abuser. But as far as empathy goes, we all have a little, you know, the general average human being has some empathy and some narcissism. We can care for others. We don't want anybody to get hurt. But you know, I've found that some of the most powerful fucking empaths are actually rather dark empaths. Some of the most powerful empathy on this earth comes from having been brutally fucking traumatized. Brutally fucking beaten, violated, gone through all kinds of trauma, ridicule, shame, violence, having been born into things like that, and then being able to heal yourself. Having lived through that, and making the choice to heal yourself rather than become the abuser, rather than become the darkness, rather than hide, stuff, try to deny all the pain, not feel it. The more you don't feel it and ignore it and don't deal with it, the more toxic you become, and you grow up and continue repeating those patterns, and you become a narcissist. A lot of them do, because they haven't dealt with all that pain. They couldn't face feeling what they walked through as children or whatever. I have found that some of the most powerful empathic abilities for others comes from having been through all motherfucking hell in your childhood or your past, and having healed yourself and been able to come through that. That is one way that you can go with another human being down into the depths of hell of their soul, and you can sit there with them and just save space for them, not flinch, not want nothing, not make it about you, just to help them move that energy, because you have the ability to almost step in their body, and like electric shocks. I start feeling electric shock all over my body. I can feel what they felt. I'm just that way. I've had that since I was a child. I don't know if I've heard that abused children a lot of times develop extrasensory perceptions. They pick up these sixth senses because they're always having to predict their violent parent's mood and be steps ahead of the parent. And out in the streets, we're having to read energy on people to stay alive at 10, 12 years old. I don't know, but I know where some of the most powerful empathy comes from. And to me, empathy is not always about being some sweet little doormat. Oh, I'm kind and nice. Those types of empaths are great. They're nice. I'm going to tell you something. If you hadn't walked through certain things in this world, you're just not going to be able to have the level of empathy that some people can have. It's just a fact. I've seen it. Because you don't know the contrast. How can you have that level of empathy if you don't know that the contrasting fucking brutal pain? See, how can you know that deep of a love? How can you know that deep and extraordinary of a fucking love and compassion for another on that level if you don't also know its opposite, which is that much fucking pain and darkness? That's right. Some of the most powerful empaths, some of the most deeply compassionate, loving, they will sit there and wash your feet at your worst hour. They will sit there and fucking literally try and heal you with their own body because they feel your pain so deeply. Some of those people, yes, have been through some of the most brutal motherfucking shit on this earth, and no, they chose not to turn into the abusive narcissist. They chose not to turn into the fucking selfish manipulator. They chose not to turn into the one who's bebopping through your life going, gimme, 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 and I gotta go. Oh, you're sick? I gotta bounce. I'm going to get my nails done. But you know, there's some people out there that's what the fuck I guess they think I was doing. You know, it shouldn't bother me because I know who I am. It really doesn't bother me. But I'm just giving a general talk on empathy and what I've experienced and what I've seen and what I've learned. Okay? And it also comes from trauma. It's a very spiritual thing to me. At the same time, it's a very psychological and scientific thing. I know what professionals will say. They will say, well, that's because you're traumatized. That is why you can throw yourself under the bus and go to that level of pain with another human being. Because you're sick. Because you're programmed. You're traumatized and you're wanting their approval and you'll do anything to get their approval. Okay, see, I know the differences in all that. I know every level. I know every fucking layer. And I full awareness of every different little compartment of that. That's right. And sometimes it's both. Sometimes it's because we have been so brutally traumatized that we can go there with another human being. But at the same time, it's a highly spiritual thing too. It's all of that mixed into one. Because it's good. We need empaths like that in this world. We need human beings that are healers, that have been so... And I'm not saying that only people who have been traumatized and brutalized can be healers. Of course not. There are beautiful healing souls on this earth of all types, okay? But what I'm saying is a lot of people misjudge situations, thinking dark people this and traumatized people that. And all I'm saying is I know for a fact that a lot of the most powerful empathy and compassion and love comes from a person having been born into darkness and trauma and abuse and brutality and having overcome it, having learned to heal themselves and love themselves. And there's a couple people out there shitting on that self-love thing. I'm going to tell you right now, if you cannot learn to love yourself and your body after being brutally fucking assaulted and traumatized and ridiculed and shamed as a child and growing up feeling shitty like that, if you can't learn to love exactly who you fucking are for what you are, then you'll never love another motherfucker either. And you'll turn around and be the shitty, selfish, I'm gonna get drugged, I'm gonna abuse people, I'm gonna take what I want. It's all about me. Can I have some pity? It's all about me. That's what you'll become. You better learn to love yourself. Anyway, I just like talking about things. I like talking about empathy. I like talking about narcissism. Empathy is something else, y'all. It really is something else. And I've got people close in my family, too, that have that. They have that highly sensitive. My father was like that, too, even though he was abusive. He was a highly sensitive person. He had almost psychic fucking abilities. There is something, I don't know if it came from his Cherokee blood or what the hell. That man could find me when I would run the fuck away. He could find a needle in a fucking haystack. He would walk right up on me in a crowd of 1,000 people and find me. He had this extra sensory shit. I don't know what it is. But, yes, there are people on this earth that they can feel you. That you don't need to tell them. And empathy is not just about feeling sorry for other people. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. Or I'm a little doormat. I'm so kind and polite. Namaste. Oh, I would never say that. I'm too polite and nice to